very good choice, right?
Messed me up 'cause I had to play it back and I don't have the same mood.
Say baby, what you doing? Where you at? Oh, you got plans. Don't say that. Shut your trap. I'm sipping wine. Sip. In a robe. I look too good to be alone. My house clean. My pool warm.
I want everybody to know I put everybody onto this song. Did I not?
You did. You put me on to it.
Thank you very much.
You did put me on to it.
That thing was rocking.
That's a hot record right there.
Playing no games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you're trying to lay in these arms,
You gonna sing
I'ma
it? Sing it.
leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door.
All right.
Let them have that moment, man.
What's popping? What
Yeah,
am I looking
yeah.
at? TV screen? What?
Yeah. You're looking at me,
Camera.
looking at the camera, man. That's it. New setup
Again, another
for
new
the
setup.
umpteenth time.
Good. For the umpteens, for those of you guys who have been following, welcome to the Real Love and Basketball. For our newbies, ¿Cómo estás?
Yeah,
Muy
yeah.
bien. I am Towe,
Yeah, and I'm Daryl Towe.
and we are on our show, The Real Love and Basketball. I don't have my mug today. I want to highlight a new mug.
What you got?
I'll talk
She
about
on
that
parallel?
No. I'll
Might
talk
as well
about
go
that in a
hold
second.
it up.
Anyways, we'll get there in a minute.
Okay.
But first, we just want to start with another 1,000 setup. So if you guys have been watching us from the beginning when we started back in April
Yeah.
2020
Yep.
to this day, Daryl has changed the scene yet again.
Yeah. Got to get it
Cannot
right,
wait.
man.
Listen, this was going to be my excitement. When we get our own house, like the house that we need,
Yeah.
we have a room that is just the studio room where you can't touch nothing. Because all this adjusting is starting to get on my nerves, okay? But anyways, welcome. Yes, back to my mug. So today I had, see this? This is the Mount Vernon Country Club mug. It's such a, look at the.
I ain't see it. Let me see. Oh, yeah, that's unique.
Nice and
Different.
Anyways, I had a phenomenal meeting with a wonderful lady today named Teresa, who is so inspired and adoring the CTAB business. But just for me, it was just like a woman empowerment.
Refreshing.
Yes, it was just sometimes.
Because you got away from the hate, man.
Sometimes
know
you
what I
just
mean?
need a pat on your back. Sometimes you need to feel, all right, I'm on the right path. And as women, we don't do enough of that. There's a lot of hate out here. So to see women recognizing women and we just not wanting anything from each other, but the support is just amazing to
But
me.
I'll take you one step further than that, though. I think it's more about being around people that's on your level. You know what I'm saying? Level of greatness, people that's doing major things, big things. They ain't got no
That-
time to
she
hate. You know what I'm saying?
is.
Like,
She
they getting
is.
their own bag. They getting to their own purpose, and they
She is 100%.
new levels, man.
I will highlight her on Facebook later today or tomorrow something. But so you guys can know. But she's got a whole tech consultation business that is killing it in the game, and she's a woman, and she just wanted to sit down and have breakfast this morning and just rap about CTAB and everything going on, and it was just a bomb, and I feel so motivated. I'm ready to
Yeah, absolutely,
take
man.
on the world
Yeah.
after I take this nap. Anyways, what else is new? What else we got going on?
Oh man, the Boo Williams documentary.
Oh
is
yes, we officially made that announcement.
Yeah, officially in production. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Interviewing and getting all the footage that we need. Man, yo, this joint is gonna be epic. It's gonna be a classic, and hopefully you'll see it on. Well, you will see it on Netflix and ESPN
Speak it.
and all that good stuff,
Speak
man.
it.
But this joint is like my hoop dreams right now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The director of Hoop Dreams, I didn't know that was his first movie.
Was what the Hoop Dreams was? His
Yeah,
first?
that was
Oh,
his
well.
first movie out of grad school.
When you look at it, when you go back and look at it, I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense a little bit.
Yeah, but that was the quality they had back then, man. So
Right,
that was
right.
like HD back then.
Right.
But my point is that was his first movie out of grad school, and it's a classic to this day. So this is my Hoop Dreams, the Boo Williams official documentary. You know what I'm saying? And we'll release the name and all that stuff.
That's
very
good.
soon.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's big things.
It's pretty
we got
dope,
a lot of
man.
stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Keep messing with these headphones. They're all on my earrings and all this hair.
You got all that fabulous, what is it? Fabulousness going on.
You can't. You made me mess up saying it.
Hey,
Fabulousness.
man, we back, man. The Real Love It Basketball, man, is
it's
officially.
been so much. Oh, we only took off, 2 weeks?
Shh, man, it felt like a month.
Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been longer than that.
No, it's not, because we went. Oh, we did the last one right before my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first thing. I turned 21 again, and we went and had a good time in Florida, met up with some great friends, and then we came back, and then AAU's been rolling, and our training's been popping.
Yeah. You feel refreshed, or you jump right back into it?
Somebody else asked me that. I felt refreshed on the trip. When we got back, it was like there was no breather for real.
Yeah.
It was like just jump right back into it. So we'll be excited about the summer. Our summer vacation should be the ultimate.
Yeah, so you just skip everything, go right to the summer. You gonna put us right in 2022 already?
I said summer. It's still 2021. And that's the other thing. This sweater ain't doing me no justice. I'm dropping some pounds and stuff. Everything's feeling good since the beginning of March. Shout out to Maya, who's been on my head about
the
works, getting things done. So
it's all about elevation, man. You know what I mean? Progressing day by day, month by month, minute by minute, hour by hour.
Hands down.
You know what I'm saying? Brick at a brick. Brick
down.
after brick.
Hands down. So who are we talking about today?
Betting on yourself, man. You know what I mean? I think that's the season. You know what I'm saying? Betting on yourself, even though we talked about it in the past, but just one of them things, whether you're an entrepreneur, business, whether you know what I'm saying, relationships, and just trying to figure things out. You know what I'm saying? You know, you betting on yourself, man, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
So before we get into that, we got the kind of the lead in. So I've been on Facebook and Instagram, and I have some of my peoples who are just they like to poke the bear essentially and just say and post things just to see the reactions. And some of the reactions that people give, you know, I try not to judge, but sometimes just some stuff, to me, this is my opinion, and I'm entitled to my own opinion, it's just stupid. Like, there's just certain things that are stupid to me. So, for example, and these people, if they see this, they'll know who they are. So one of my friends, love him to death, posted a thing and said, what is y'all thoughts on this? And he said, marriage certificates should have expiration dates so you can reevaluate them. Now,
what you feel about that?
Listen, if you get married, I would hope that you have the intentions of what marriage stands for, which is to love, to honor, love, and obey through good and through the bad, right? Mm-hmm. Through sickness and through health, till, what's the key word? Death. Not till your marriage certificate expires, till death.
Right.
And if you take those vows, I would think that you truly stand by them and honor them, no matter what happens, through the good and through the bad. Now, there are certain things that I'm just not for. So, like, if you're getting abused, you get out. If your partner is infidelity, and get out. And those things are in the Bible. Like, it's written in the Bible. These are the outlets to allow you to escape your marriage. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. But if we're talking about drawers hanging all over the floor 24/7, is the house not clean, or your wife don't cook enough, and all this stuff is fixable. And it's this the problem with this generation nowadays, and what makes us makes us different from the older generation. They don't. Women and husbands done stay together for years, and when you sit down with a couple who's been married for 30 plus years, they might go, "Oh yes, we still together." Right. But when you know them and they're able to be real honest, they'll be like, "Yo, listen, it been a couple times I was gonna take him out, and bury him 6 feet under."
But look, to play devil's advocate, I mean, like, you got an expiration date on everything else, like a contract. If you get into business, you know what I'm saying, like. It's some things in the clause be like, yo, all right, we'll go 6 months, and after that 6 months, we'll reevaluate.
But that's just like a prenup. I hate when people be like, I'm gonna sign a prenup. For what? For me, if I
agree, I'm with prenups.
I
am with that.
If I had marriage certificate.
I'm
that
with the
said,
prenups.
That said, well, good. Too bad you ain't got nothing to give me. I ain't got nothing to give you, so there ain't no prenups here. But if a marriage certificate came in and said, "Hey, this is gonna expire in 6 months, and you guys can reel back," for me, that's already automatically like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna go hard for 6 months, and if I decide not to," so you're already betting against the marriage anyway, which is kind of like a prenup. I'm already betting. I'm worth this amount, and I'm already kind of have a feeling that this might not work out. So let's sign it just so I can make sure that I'm covered. And that's whack.
But you can look at it like that.
You're putting negativity already in the air, just like an expiration date on a certificate. If I have an expiration date on my marriage certificate, which at the end of the day, the paper don't say nothing, but
right.
if I put a marriage expiration date, then I'm saying, 6 months,
Yeah, revisit.
Then, but that's
what about the first 90 days?
What?
Because you get in a relationship with somebody and you like, you got to get to know somebody, you got to feel them out.
That's why you
So
don't
hey,
get
after the
married.
first 90 days, all right, man, you know what? Let's revisit. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep rocking.
Here is the key.
Or you wash your hands without going through the divorce and all that stuff.
You have to go through the divorce. Everybody, this is the thing. That's what they were saying on the daggone chat thread. I'm looking at it, I'm like, y'all still have to go through a divorce even if the certificate is expired. There's still, your name has changed. There's legal things that you got to still go through. Duh. Unless you're not going to change your darn last name. That don't make no sense. But here's what I said at the end of the day. Stuff like this, business, marriages, it's not for the faint of heart. If you are wavering and you don't have that discipline to be able to work through adversities and to really, you don't need to be married, hands down.
Yeah.
If one thing is gonna make you fly between fight or flight, you don't need to do it. Straight up, just like what we say in sports. Don't come to basketball training and the minute you got to do an extra sprint, you ready to quit. Right. Or you missed 5 layups and now you can't. The sport is not for the faint of heart. Marriage is not for the faint of heart. You can't handle it. You don't need to do it. Is it hard? It's one of the hardest things you'll ever do in your entire life.
No, it's the hardest problem.
Yeah, hands down. But those who survive, blessings upon blessings, inspirations, motivators, role models. There's not enough of people surviving it to be able to lead the next generation. Then you don't wonder why these kids is half simple. Mm-hmm. Hello, what do you think they're looking at?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that was the one thing. That
so
was
no
like,
expiration dates.
No,
Not even a chance.
I know you ain't talking about this household.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just playing devil. I believe what you believe. I'm just saying, for some people, it do make sense.
Well, if y'all,
you know what I'm saying? Just like a prenup. It makes sense
listen,
to you know what I'm saying? Why you don't believe in prenups though?
Because that's dumb. If I don't trust you enough to know that I'm worth $2 billion and I want to marry you, but in the back of my mind, you just.
But it ain't in the back of your mind though. It's not in the back of your mind.
If you have a prenup in the back, what is the purpose of a prenup?
No.
So
if you had $200 billion,
what is the purpose of a prenup?
To make sure if anything does happen, because things do happen,
so
regardless of how googly eyed you are, in love you are, things happen.
So that means
in case that do happen.
So that means what? How did you get to that conclusion?
I'm not, but it's not stuck in the back of my mind though.
In your
it's
mind.
Just like when we get into this point, having a serious conversation, I come to the table with. I mean, just like Dr. Dre, you come to the table with $2 billion.
He should. First of all, in the Dr. Dre thing, like I said, see, this one I say, don't be speaking to people's situation.
All right, you're right.
Because you don't know what Shorty did to build up to get Dr. Dre to get to where he is.
But listen, all right, scrap them. But what I'm saying is, if you come to the table with $200 billion, I wouldn't even get mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't thinking like, she thinking about, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, she trying to protect what she worked for. That's it, and nothing wrong with it. Y'all might live happily after that.
If I have $2 billion, and I would have the best lawyers to be able to get what I still earned. Period.
Depending on what state you in.
Period.
Yeah, you get to the right state, and you won't give up half of that.
Look at
you
me.
might give up.
You look. I don't know how to zoom in on this camera. I'm gonna tell you, for me and mine, I'd get mine. I don't know.
It sounds good though.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So to protect yourself, what do you need to do? You need to get a prenup. If you had that amount, I'm not even mad. I'm just happy to be there. I'm just happy to be in a relationship. I'm not gonna mess it up. I'm happy to be with you. You ain't gotta worry about it. But if you do it, I'm not gonna trip. Because if I do trip, then you might leave.
Well, so
and then I mess up the bag anyway. So
well,
that's what I'm
on
saying.
you. For me, I wouldn't even get into no relationship like that because you already putting doubts. It's straight up putting doubts. I love you, but cute. Just in case, here, sign this.
Things don't happen though.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
So that goes back to the faint of heart. If you can't handle adversity, think about how many things people get divorced over, especially nowadays.
Right.
I don't like them. They didn't do this. Money might be tight.
Right.
Infidelity, absolutely. Abuse, absolutely. We out. But all the rest of the stuff that a lot of people get divorced over, fixable.
Yeah.
If you have the right mindset, if you have the right understanding, if you have the right intentions, if you are both in it for the long haul, anything can be done. Just like when people say people can't change, people absolutely can change. It's on that person to change, but people can change. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know. My hypocrisy might be, I don't know if crazy folks like killers and stuff can change. I don't know about that. I don't know if I can sit down with somebody who just murdered somebody.
Nah, you think like that. That's in you.
Right.
That's just
right.
in you.
I don't know about that change.
Right.
However,
everything
else,
self-defense thing or something.
Right. Everything else, you should be able to work through. So if you got a prenup, I would hope that you would think that you could work through anything. If you married somebody who has that gene, like, oh, they're a gold digger, that's on you. Because here's the other thing that people forget. When you get married, there's red flags before you cross that line at some point. And when you really sit down and evaluate relationships or whatever relationship that you're in, there is pointers clean as day that has been given to you on a silver platter, but because your cloudiness or because
you in love.
No, not even that. You decide
love make you blind sometimes.
You decide to just keep moving on because I believe it's like what God. You serious right now? Because even that, when people be like, "Oh, they trapped me," bruh. Let me explain something to you. I hate when people say
hate is a strong word.
No, because that's my other thing. Dumb number 2. Do not say somebody trapped you because you have a choice. Period.
Yeah, you got a choice.
Hey, you want to sleep with me? I don't have AIDS. Oh, okay. Well, because you said it, I'm gonna believe it. What should you do? Still strap up.
Yeah, it's a choice, but it's still a trap if they're lying. If you know you, because if you know you got something, an STD, AIDS, or if you say pregnancy or whatever, you can't get pregnant, but you tell somebody that you. It's still a trap. Even though it is a choice, it's still a trap because they lied. They lied.
They lied. So how many people lie? You have a choice to believe lies or not believe lies, right? You have a choice to believe what's coming out of somebody's mouth. If I'm telling you, and this is why you shouldn't sleep around with people. And if you do sleep around, you better protect yourself straight up because I don't care what anybody. What's the thing that we say? A mouth can say anything.
Right.
A mouth can say anything. It's your actions is going to be the ultimate choice. So if such and such says, "Oh, I did this," I don't care how. Let me make sure. Period. Right. I'm a strap. I'm gonna do whatever the case may be.
Sometimes you're in the moment, man.
I don't care.
Love.
I don't care.
Love.
I don't care. All these people be like, "Oh, I got you. You know, man, I hadn't had this." Especially people be like, "Yeah, man, this is my 3rd kid. Shorty done got me." After 3 times.
Now I give you that.
3 times.
After the 3rd, 4th situation, you should be a pro in the situation to know anything that comes your way.
First time, shame on you.
Could be a situation.
2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th.
Gosh, oh my, man.
Shame on me. Well, you done seen it when we be watching Ayana Fix My Life and fools be up there with 17 kids.
Shoot, one dude had 33.
Dummies. Oh, but I guarantee you.
He need to cut his joint all the way off.
Oh, it was, man, she did that. I can't stand people just can't take responsibility. Sometimes you just gotta take responsibility. But a lot of stuff that we go through, it ain't always everybody's fault. Now there's some stuff that people are just grimy. Like, you know.
Side note, man, people like that, I think they miss their calling. They should be a adult star or something.
A porn star.
Yeah, a porn star. Like for real, yeah. If you got that much energy and you that fertile and that's your activity, go get paid for it. Like for real, you missing your calling, man.
If our children are watching this, you better not come up in our house with that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Yeah, all of y'all.
This ain't live, right? This is pre.
Yes, pre-recorded. So let this be known. But anyways, so that was my top 2. Oh, the third thing is another post, and again, these are my peoples, they're my friends. But I just be looking at the comments to see how many people.
It's funny.
It's just the comments that people say, and it just for me, it's just so like. Y'all mind. So one of my friends posted. It was a man and a woman, and the woman said, "I want to get married." It's little blurbs on the side of it. So the woman says, "I want to get married." The man says, "Okay." The next one is the woman says, "I want a house." The man says, "Okay." The next one was the woman says, "I want kids." The man says, "Okay." Then it moves, goes to him going to work all the time and coming home, and she's always with the kids. So then she says, "You don't spend enough time with me." And he says, "Okay," essentially. And then somebody slides in her DMs and gives her the attention she's been wanting. And then fast forward, she ends up asking for a divorce because he never did anything. So now he's stuck in his household and she's over here living a happy life with the kids and he's miserable. And she is telling her kids that your father ain't nothing, blah, blah, blah. And he's upset. And it went through its whole scenario.
Break it down.
So I'm reading these comments, and people are like, "Yo, this is so true. This happens all the time." For me, I wanted to, and I'm gonna be straight up. So when y'all see this, and the people who posted these things, and they know what I'm talking about. Listen, y'all already know I'm in my comments. I posted foolish. I wanted to say, all y'all who are commenting on here and agreeing to this stupid example you are stupid. Because, for one, it started right off with the first 3 screenshots. When she said, "I want," and all he said was, "Okay." If a man is that weak that I tell you, "Daryl, I want you to jump across the room." Right. And you look at me and be like,
"Whatever you like."
Right. Yeah. So what you just portrayed was that you don't have no nuts, and she just ran you. So
what if he just loved her that much that he's like, listen, "Yo, I do whatever you want."
But what did you just do to get there? You did what?
What you mean?
You explained how you felt to get to the point.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't just say, "Okay."
Right.
Or like, "Well, coming to America, whatever you like." You didn't do that. That's what that whole picture. And I said, "Do y'all not? What are y'all talking about?"
Right.
All the men that was commenting on there, I wanted to be like, if I talked to every single one of y'all and told y'all I want this, majority of the people who was commenting was gonna say, "Man, I ain't doing that," because she.
Oh, wait. You gonna do what?
Shut up, fool. I said if I commented on there. So.
That's don't use you as an example. That's my point.
So that just lets you know, did he hear anything that I just said?
I did hear what she said. I heard what you said.
Anything on there, they would all be like, "Yo, nah, I ain't gonna do that." All of y'all got opinions. For one, because you got opinions on this stupid thing that was posted. But the fact of the matter, ain't none of y'all gonna sit here and just have a woman tell you, "I want," and you just say, "Okay."
Right.
It ain't. So what are we talking about here? And if a dude does do that and gets to this point, well, that's on him, because you at some point should be able to be like, "Hey, honey, I'm working super hard. I get what you're saying. Let's set up time to have this date.
Right.
Or let's get understanding." I'm not going to just be like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Now, when it got further into the whole line of the thing, and I'll find it. If you guys want to know what I'm talking about, just DM me and I'll send you the link. But if it goes down to like where she was like talking about the kids or telling the kids about the man and how bad the father. Now that is true. I have seen that actually happen where mothers bash their fathers. But again, and it goes both sides, because there's many fathers who do the same thing to the moms. It's a toxic thing. It's not good. Right. I don't promote it. I don't advocate it at all. But again, it goes down to getting some type of understanding, communications, that whole 9. Now, thank God we don't have to do none of that. But just looking out there, to put stuff out there and to see people's mindsets just makes me so frustrated. Like, yo, y'all don't get it. Like, it's not just black and white like that. And that's the other thing. The pictures were in black and white, alluding to the fact, like, this is a fact. This happens. No.
How did you get that from the black and white? That was
just me just being very analytical.
I said that because that's a good
observation.
Observation. Yeah. Thanks for helping me out with that word. It's a good observation.
So, anyways, yeah. So that's I'm off my soapbox. Bottom line is, don't be so warped with what the world tells you. That's the problem. The world tells you a whole lot, and if you are weak, it goes back to the phrase. The thing today should be the faint of heart. Google what that means. Yeah, means you can't be soft, you can't be rocky, and you can't be wavering in life. You can't go through stuff able to get knocked over easy. That's what the faint of heart means. And in this world, you cannot hold people to these golden standards without understanding and doing your own research. Even when it comes to biblical messages, preachers and stuff. You don't gotta believe everything a man says. It's on you to create your own relationship with God to get understanding of what's being told to you.
Because a lot of people do. Yeah. They look at these people, man, and really put them on a pedestal and, think they can't fall. And instead of just having a relationship with themselves, you know 100%. What I'm saying? Because you can't put that past nobody. You know 100%. What I'm saying? 100%. And one thing too that when we was interviewing Boo, and this thing stuck with me. Might put it on the T-shirt. He said, "I say, man, what you building this empire, and do you ever take it personal when people leave or not loyal to you?" He said, "Daryl, loyalty is a dream." He said, "You want to." He said, "You want somebody loyal, get a dog." That was like that's real though. You know what I mean? Like, to follow people who are loyal to what they say, loyal to devoting their gift to you, like, you got to take it with a grain of salt and not take it personal. You know what I'm saying? If somebody fall in that moment, whether it's a pastor, whether it's somebody that you love dearly and stuff like that, man, or if it's somebody that you follow, like your boy, what's your boy name, that cheated on his wife and got caught?
Pastor Gray.
Yeah, no, not Pastor Gray. What's the boy's name, man? This Diesel dude that.
That ain't my boy. Talking about Derek Jackson.
Yeah, like that. Everybody, look, hold on. Too. Everybody following him and stuff like that. And when he fall, man, it's like,
he was corny. That whole thing. Listen, that's a whole.
What is your thought on that?
No, I don't want to talk about it because that one's very biblically deep. But
yeah. That's on.
If you follow, if you're able to look at things with a clear mind and kind of not with like he said, not taking everybody's word for face words for face value, you're really able to really look at what this man is saying. Even in his videos, when you look at his videos, when you look at his wife's videos, it's a lot deeper than what y'all think, in my opinion. But again, I can't speak into somebody's situation. I can only discuss what has been portrayed to the public. I don't know what goes on in their household, but from what I've seen, he won't right from the beginning. But hey.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe
he looked a little shaky.
Yeah, a little shaky. But anyways, to build off, the whole point was betting on yourself, right? And kind of all that stuff was different things, but that also goes back to when you jump into relationships, you don't bet on yourself. You're betting. So here's, I want to make sure I articulate this.
Yeah,
right,
I see you get it together, baby. I see you.
Because when we say bet on yourself to somebody who doesn't have a strong foundation, that means I'm self-made, I'm going to do. And I don't want people walking away saying the Towe said that I'm a self-made and I should just bet on myself. That's not what we're saying, because our self also has foundation for what God has ordained in us and through us to execute in the natural realm. The betting on ourselves is trusting that judgment that you've created between you and God, between your faith, that judgment that you've created with the right people around you, and building whatever your vision is. So your gifts, God has blessed all of us with specific gifts to give back to our communities. And when we say, and I'll let you speak on your piece too, but when we say bet on ourselves, we're talking about trusting that you can get it done and not relying on the next man to get it done for you. We rely on helpmates, not marriages, but even your friends, your circle, we rely on those people, but it's still, you have to do work because there's a certain work that only you can do that needs assistance from other people sometimes, but only you, because you're the only one with that gift. Yeah. And that's what we mean when we say self.
Yeah, absolutely. But the other thing too is when you walking in your gift and you walking in authority and you're doing some things special, it takes, people around you to help elevate you to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? But during that course of the time, and this is something that I lived through personally, working on this project just alone, like, people want to try to cast their perception on what you're supposed to be doing, or what the project's supposed to be looking like and stuff like that, and not realizing like, hey, God birthed this vision in me, and I can listen to you because I respect you. I can listen to you because I know you great at what you do. But at the end of the day, I'm betting on myself and the vision that God got for me. Mm-hmm. And some people they're not going to accept it. They're not going to like it. And eventually they'll be removed, and God will elevate other people around you who are like-minded or get that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is your vision. I just want to help you. And I don't want no money. Just give me, credit, on what I did and stuff like that. That's a blessing in itself. But like, I got to be okay with that. I'm betting on myself. I'm betting on this project, what God got for me. And if you ain't rocking with it, then, so be it. And be okay with that.
Right. And it's not to say that what you say is an end all be all. God will also put people in your lives who have to check you sometimes. Because sometimes we do go we start off with a vision, but sometimes we get selfish in the vision and forget who gave us the vision. Right. And God will 100% place somebody in your life to remind you, oh, wait, you starting to smell yourself a little bit too much. Bring it back. Right. Let's remember what you do then. And that's not people going against and trying to distract you from what God, your purpose. That's somebody keeping you on track of what it is. And that's called an accountability. So you don't want to be surrounded by a bunch of yes men. I got a vision, so I just need y'all to say yes to it. No, we need to collectively build this vision that has been birthed through me, but I still need y'all to help. Yeah. And I still need y'all to hold me accountable to what this is. Absolutely. But if there's people around you who can't respect that and their position, how about that's the best part? Mm-hmm. We all have people who play certain roles and positions in our life, and you play certain roles and positions in other people's lives. You got to be okay with that and know that your name or whatever it is that you're doing isn't going to be on the forefront, and your credit is not due. And I think when you do things, no matter what it is, whether it's a documentary, whether it's a business, whether it's you going to your PTA and assisting in schools, volunteering at a soup kitchen, if you do things with the purpose of receiving, meaning you're doing it because I'm doing this because I want something back in return, I think that's not unselfish heart. I think that's a very selfish move. But when you do things with the sole purpose to make your surrounding better or to contribute to the community without the intentions of getting something back in return, I think that's when you're using your heart of gold and you're really using vision. Yeah. And I think that's when you say, betting on yourself is when you know that you're moving in purpose without the intentions of getting anything in return. That's just like when they say about tithing. You can't tithe and be like, yeah, I know the Bible says if I tithe, then I get 10%. No, the tithing is supposed to be given ungrudgingly, given without any intention. I'm giving because the word said, and I want to just bless God and whomever this is going to go towards. That's it. And if something comes back in return, well, awesome. But if it never comes back to me, that's okay because I just wanted to give just because I felt the need to give. Right.
And if you do it like that, being selfish, like doing it just because your heart and you feel like you want to give to somebody else, 9 times out of 10, it's going to come right back to you. Right. Tenfold, without even thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? But when you think selfishly or have ulterior motives, you can talk yourself out of a situation, or you can talk yourself out of your blessings. You know what I'm saying? Just giving and just doing the work. And talking about betting on yourself too. You can bet on yourself on somebody else's vision.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like if you got something going on and, you know, I may be doing something that, you know, I don't need to be doing it at a time, or I'm just more compelled to help you, I might just jump out there and say, man, you know what? I'm going to bet on myself by helping you get to where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? Whether I quit my job, I might even say, man, forget this.
Right.
I'm going to go over there and help Lee do She Unparalleled. You know what I'm saying? Let her get that kicked off and help her in any capacity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just leave what I got going behind.
It's just betting on your talents to be able to, again, help somebody else. I think that's what the premise of the betting is being selfless and serving.
Right.
Betting on yourself is being selfless and serving, and with your capabilities and what God has blessed you with, to be able to assist your community, whatever that community looks like, whether your community of a household, your children, your husband, your business, your schools, your church, whatever the case may be. That's what I think that our betting on self is. And selfless and serving. And
also being a dog.
And what are you talking about?
you gotta be, I mean, you can be nice and selfless and all this stuff, but sometimes you just gotta be a savage on saying, you know what, because you're gonna have a lot of odds against you, you have a lot of people to say no. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's being determined.
Yeah. Right. But sometimes
take out, attack somebody.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have that mentality sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Have the go get them and don't let adversity stop you from your selflessness of serving.
Yeah, I think what you said before too, like faint of heart, that ties into betting on yourself as well. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be strong in this thing, man. Whatever you doing in life, you got to be strong. You got to be have tough skin. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can let yourself get in the way and be like, you know what, man.
Or let people talk you into negativity thoughts, or second guess your visions and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's easy to do.
It's true.
It's easy to do. You cannot have a faint of heart, man, and let somebody talk you out what you feel in your mind and feel in your heart that you can accomplish. Because we all wake up and and I think T.D. Jakes, he was talking about it the other day in the sermon. Like we got all these thoughts. We go to bed, but we ain't sleeping really. You know what I'm saying? Because your mind is turning all through the night, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to figure it out, you know what I mean? So you got to be strong-minded.
You do, but you also have to be in your season, and you have to understand. So I think a lot of what happens to a lot of people is they get so many visions and thoughts and want to execute everything, not understanding that it's a process.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever's on your plate is not meant to, some of the stuff that we have visions for and want to do is not meant to be done in that current season.
Nah, you won't have a stroke trying to put all this together,
right.
Man.
So, but I think that's a lot of things that gives people, frustrates people in the process, is because you got this thing which 100% could be meant for you, but it's not meant for you at that time. And so I think that's again goes back to having that faith. That's again being around people who's going to check you and be like, yo, I get it, but that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like people that want to go out here and become a CEO of a business, but you have no understanding of what does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
Do you even know the educational factor? Not to say you need an education, but have you educated yourself on what it takes to be a CEO?
Right.
Do you know, and do you have the heart to be a leader?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of people who's running businesses out here, but they employees keep overturning.
Yeah.
What do you think? It ain't because the employees.
It's the leadership.
It starts with your leadership. So you can sit here and say, yeah, I can run a business and do this, that, and the third. And then you got a whole group of people that is willing to do the things you need, but you can't lead them to where they need to be successful. And I mean, to take it back to the game of basketball, that's just like these coaches. A lot of coaches out here that if you really look at them, they can only coach talent.
Yeah.
Give me a group of, I'm a dog. You have straight talent. Give you 8 to 10 players that you actually need to pull and understand. It's a whole different ball game. Each player and what they can give, and how do you as a leader, can you pull those certain qualities out to still create the same championship type team?
Right.
Those are two different entities, and that applies to life. Like, and this sometimes again, it might not be for you. You might not be ready to be a head coach right now because you don't know how to do that. You're great at just getting talent, but you don't know how to cultivate actual players and culture.
Right.
And that goes back to, sometimes you need that person to be like, it's just not time. Which goes back to when we be telling people, not every opportunity is a great opportunity.
Yeah, you can't jump on everything.
No.
Man. I had to learn that the hard way.
No, thank you.
Cause I don't want to be frustrated no more, man. I want to work smarter, not harder. You know what I'm saying? And the more I do that, you know what I mean, the more at peace I feel. You know what I'm saying?
That
like,
thing be ready to jump on everything.
Yeah.
New project. Oh, somebody said, bruh. How?
So she told me, you know what I mean, go ahead and get a notepad. You know what I'm saying? Get a journal, whatever, and write down all my ideas and all. I said, tell them about that. What's your suggestion?
Listen, so
this might help somebody right here.
Mr. Daryl Towe is what we like to call visionary in our household. He's a visionary. I'm the executioner.
I execute. I don't know if I like when you say that.
And that goes. Now
I
that
do
goes
execute
back to
though.
That goes back
That's
to
the ego.
Yes.
But do I execute?
Is that an ego? We have our roles, just like in a hooping team.
No, it's not.
In a game, I'm a shooter, but when the clock runs down, we need a dub. I'm gonna give it to them. Don't make no sense. I can knock it down, but I know guarantee he gonna get us the win, 100%. So why?
Okay, since you put it that way.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, ego, man. we can have a whole conversation about that. But anyways, he every day has an idea. Like, I'm not even kidding. We've been together 10 years. Y'all do the math. 365 days, an idea, 10 years. Okay, it could be one or two ideas depending on the mood. It could be something in the morning time. He come upstairs. Oh, then the evening, bro. This just hit. It got so much to a point that I got a notebook, and I said, "Listen, I never wanted to tear him. He knows this. Never wanted to tear him from any of his visions and his dreams. But we gonna do this smart. We ain't about to try to execute everything at one time. So write it down. Let's write it down. And as we accomplish, now we scratch it. And if you forget, open your notebook. I remember this. Thank the Lord.
I think back then though, like, it was scattered, kind of scatterbrained.
It's still that
Nah, it ain't. I'm a lot better. Like, it used to be scattered, maybe have different things in different industries or different. Now it's like, if it's an idea, like, it's all centered around the same concept.
Yes.
Either basketball, personal development, faith, or family.
Right.
Like, that's what I do know. I can, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's tying in together.
It's still a lot.
That's it's a lot. This morning I was scratching my head like, God, I had a headache. I'm like, man, we gotta do this, we gotta do that, God, dang.
And here's the funny thing is patience. Like, and again, God has ordained you to do one thing right now, which right now, and we talked about this, his focus has got to be to make this Boo Williams project the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And all the rest, and there's a lot of different stuff that he got to correlate with that is dope ideas. But what I said, you put your, and this is just like, how many people do you know that is good at everything but not great at nothing? For me, let me be great at something. I'm good at a lot of things, but I want to be great at something. I want to be known for something. Right. And as I'm able to continue to build off that greatness, cool. And we always have this conversation. I always use Steve Harvey as an example. What was Steve Harvey's bread and butter? Comedy. Mm-hmm. He succeeded as a comedian. That's it. Not as a grocery store clerk, not as this, that, and the third, not as an entrepreneur here and doing it. He succeeded as a comedian, which he was great at. And from that platform, he was able to elevate. And now he has multiple business that started from what? Mm-hmm. A comedian.
But some people, to play devil's advocate, some people
That's
don't.
Your word for today?
I saw it on TV the other day.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Some people might not know their gift or run into their purpose or what they supposed to be doing at that time. They may have to go to do this, do that to find. Like Steve Harvey, like, okay, he knew he was funny. He always knew he was funny.
Right. 100%.
So funny correlates to comedy. So, but some people may be like, yo, I don't know. I'm good at this. I'm good at that. I'm good at this. And I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, I know one of my boys who's funny as I don't know what. You know what I'm saying? But he's good at something else. But he's trying to figure it out. Like, man, all right, should I do a podcast? Should I be a stand up? Should I?
That fear, you can't have faith and you can't have fear, and like it can't ride in the same heart.
Right.
And that's it. So so to agree with what you're saying, I totally agree with what you're saying. To get to the point of purpose, you do have to try different things. Which is like, it's just like, again, back correlating, because this is the real love in basketball, correlating back to sports. You don't know what sport you're really good at until you try a couple of different. You try baseball, basketball, be a gymnast, and see what it is that you really like and you can elevate. That's why we even tell our high school players, you don't really got to really narrow in your focus on a sport until like your sophomore, junior year, where, okay, this thing really can take me. Right. Now let me gun ho. But the lead-in is going to be good for you to be able to dabble, because also that gives you disciplines that you might not get in that one particular area. Right. So yes, as you figure out what your purpose is, absolutely, you got to be the store clerk. You got to be the librarian. You got to be an administrator to figure out what your gifts is. But you also got to have a faith to ask God, reveal to me what my gifts is. Yeah, and what I'm supposed to be doing. And if you have faith, not fear, if you have faith in what he can do, he's going to guide you. And you're going to start to see certain things, doors that open that you never really thought would open. Or certain people will just be like, oh, you're really funny. You should get into comedy. Yeah. And you'll hear that several times. And then you might go to some event and your cousin's like, hey, yo, can you do the and it's just gonna come so natural to you. Yeah,
you know that same thing. You gotta take notes. Some people, it'll fly right over their head. You know? Like, yo, he throwing you a bone, like, yo, this, and that. Right. You know, I still don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Right. Yeah. It's that thing that always pulling at you. You hearing it in some form or fashion. Yep. In this particular thing.
And it's natural. Yeah. Usually whatever your gift is comes naturally. Right. Like it's not nothing you have to condition yourself and understand. Like for us, basketball comes naturally. Yeah. Talking about the game, we could talk. I'm not a public speaker at all. Am I?
You speak though.
Listen. Honestly, do I like?
Yes, you do. This is the thing. I'm glad you said it.
No, listen. Hold on. Before we go into that, do I like it? Do I not get nervous? I had to introduce him.
You
at
get nervous,
church.
You can't tell.
Listen, because that ain't nothing but the Lord.
One time I
had to introduce him in church because he did a sermon.
My husband.
I sound like that. I ain't sound like that. Nah. Did I sound like that?
You sound natural.
So speaking is between the two of us, and y'all might not never believe. If you've seen me coach and you see us on here, you might not ever think, oh, she not. Listen. I don't like public speaking. It makes my heart, and I sweat. I sweat. My heart beats so fast.
You do it naturally.
I get very nervous, especially if it's about stuff that like I'm not totally comfortable. So like even introducing him at church. So he had to do a sermon, which by the way, people have prophesied over his life that pulpit might be calling him. No, he killed it. But anyways, I had to speak and introduce him. Not as my husband, but we're in church. I'm like my daddy. I got some funny jokes that I could pull out, but I gotta remember my environment, and I gotta make sure. But I'm scared because church folks. If you don't connect with them, they be like,
you got Deaconess Benita,
right?
Sit right there with the hat on.
They look right there, and so I'm the one when I'm speaking. I gotta find that one person who's gonna give me that. They're good, so then I feel comfortable. And if I can look at the crowd and everybody's straight face, I promise you I'll forget everything that I'm supposed to do. And so that goes to my point. But that's a gift that I can't naturally do. But coaching, or like what you said, when we do camps, I could take over a camp like that. Yeah. Because I've been to so many my whole life. Without even thinking about it. Right. I could put a whole plan together for a basketball clinic in a heartbeat. Because it's easy. And connecting with little kids, I can get little kids to crack up and enjoy a whole 6 hours of basketball and don't even realize that it's 6 hours and be done with it. But
you taught me some stuff. You said, you hear me clap twice. You hear me clap 3 times. I said, oh, shut them kids shut up and sat there. I said, you know what I mean? Don't want them to dribble the ball. Put the ball on top of your head. I'm like, damn, so they ain't gonna dribble if they got it on their head. That is smart.
But that's what I'm saying. So my gift is stuff like that. My gift is not, hey, Coach Lee, can you come do a speech No. I mean, I will. I think I have to pray on it because I.
But so now, all right. So let's put it in perspective. So if somebody calls you to do a speech, and now they want to pay you for doing speaking engagements,
what are we talking about?
Huh?
What was we talking about? That's what I need to know.
But I'm just saying, with the topic,
Yeah.
something that's centered around what you do: basketball, family,
Do I get to sit down?
personal development.
I can't wear no heels. My ankles would be shaking like this.
Or do you say, no, I can't do that because it's not time, it's not my season?
So for me, because I have grown, because I have an understanding of what God has called me to do, my first now is to pray on it. And yes, more than likely I would be able to do it, but that's because I'm seasoning now.
Right.
If you were to ask me this 8 years ago, nope. Because I'm not comfortable. It took God to prune me and elevate me to understand what I'm truly gifted in and what I'm powerful in, and what I even if I'm not strong in, where my strength comes from when I need to.
Right.
So yes. So now yes. Am I still nervous? Absolutely. Do I still say? Absolutely.
I don't see how you be nervous. I don't catch
That's
it.
because you
listen.
You used to be a rapper. You used to do all that.
And I still be. Look, you talking about I do public speaking. I be nervous.
I've never seen you. Only time I seen you nervous was that one time when we was oh my gosh, and we both had to talk. I had to help you with what you was gonna talk about. You remember? It was a long time ago. Oh,
where was we at?
Oh, I cannot think of it.
It was
it was a speaking engagement you had. You didn't know what you was gonna talk about. Oh, maybe it was the sermon. Cause remember you had an idea and I was like, no, we can't.
Oh yeah, you was talking about you walking over here, but you gonna limp back. That was at the church.
That was the first time I ever seen. Oh, he might be a little.
Cause for one, I had jeans on, and you're going into a Baptist church with jeans. I'm like, yo, and a t-shirt under it. I'm trying to get to this concert. And this is when I first started like watching E.T. and getting into that mode. Like, yo, why I gotta go to dress up to go to church?
Right.
And you used to be in my head all the time. Like, yo, you got to button up and wear a shirt and tie.
No. I said
you was on my head. Yes, you was on my head.
Here's what I would say. Because he would come in with Tupac on a shirt. And
I wouldn't. I would not wear no Tupac. I wear a t-shirt. I'm not that crazy with.
You would want to come in.
Yeah, I wear some Mount
Pleasant, no sweatpants.
Yeah, with some hoop joints and
exactly.
Yeah,
so that's
and I want to wear my hat if I feel comfortable.
I never said he had to wear suits and ties because I don't even feel comfortable.
You say dress up and a button up.
I say wear something casual. It's respect in the church. It's respect because how are you gonna not give God respect? But if we went to dinner, to the club, and that's what I don't understand. People would be dapper, going out, going to the club. But then you come to church and you look like rag dolls. Like what's the? I don't understand. That's what I'm saying. It's a mindset. You respect this that much more that you would spend a high dollar on an outfit for this.
Right. If you're doing,
but you won't come over. Well, I'm just saying. But you will come over here to church and you can't put a polo on.
Me personally, if I can go in the club with sweatpants and you know what I mean, and a hoodie and some sneakers, I would. If I still went to go to the club.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying, going to church, you should be able to be wearing, as long as it ain't disrespectful, you got profanity on your shirt or you got skulls and all that. If you go in there, you just chill. The whole point is to hear the word. That's what I was.
Well,
and that point, that was before like Elevation. That's when everybody was getting hip to Elevation, and Metro, and you know what I mean, wearing whatever you can, you know what I'm saying, because you know that's how I was feeling at that point, you know what I'm saying.
Well, anyways, needless to say, we are where we are.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So
we have elevated in many, many ways, but the whole purpose of this podcast today was just to make sure that you're betting on yourself, you're being smart, but you also have faith. Faith and fear can't reside in the same house. And that's actually something that even I've had to continue to remind myself daily, that like when I'm doing stuff, have faith that God is going to see you through it, because if fear is there, it's not going to come to fruition. You got to have faith. You got to be strong. You got to persevere
through it.
And through the adversities. This ain't no time for the faint of heart. If this is your purpose, whether it's in marriage or your business, it's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
You
even
have
friendships.
Yeah. You did. Hey, and I'm not
Sometimes
saying
somebody can piss you off.
Totally.
Like I ain't gonna lie, my best friend right now, he pissing me off.
Which one? The one that's.
I don't even say pissing me off. That's what's pissing me off because I don't say pissing me off. Like I stumped my toe yesterday on the daggone.
On a scale.
Yeah, on the scale. She got a new scale right on the corner of the goddamn table.
That he's seen all day and then just happened to not miss it that night. Whatever.
And I said, whoa. I don't even say whoa.
Oh my God.
I've been in Northern Virginia too much. But my point was, my best friend pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? He just got ghosts after we was building, trying to help him get right and mentally and personal development. He just get ghosted out of nowhere.
Sometimes
and I don't know why.
Sometimes that's their own insecurities. They feel in some kind of way. They might feel judged even though you're not judging, so they need to take a step back. So all we can do at this point is pray.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta pray for people like that. You gotta hope they get understanding and clarity. And at some point, if it's meant, it will come back around, which we've experienced.
No, I'm off that. They gonna have to get my secretary to get me.
My
I ain't
gosh.
lying.
Anyways,
I'm being petty like
but
that.
I am, listen, there's plenty. Me and my best friends, we've had fussed out, but I think when you go through them things and you're able to get through it, it makes you even stronger because it's just a respect factor. And the fussing is just understanding. Everybody comes from different perspectives. So understand people's perspective, you love them enough, you get it, and you move forward. That's it.
Go.
It is what it is.
Well, you heard it first, man. We happy to be back.
Yay!
Yeah, the Real Love and Basketball with Leah and Daryl Towe.
Yes.
Hey, tap in, man. Share this episode, and we'll see y'all next time, man.
Peace out.
Yeah.